Ran out here for a few minutes. First time we've been out. Well, we were here this morning, but we just had a lot of rain and shit. So we're gonna disc all this, which will cut up all the roots and then seed it. But we got a lot of rain came in, and it's supposed to rain all the rest of the week, so that's kind of on hold. But we never did come out here and film after we cut everything and moved everything around. So we just thought we'd come out here real fast. We're not gonna get up in here; it's real muddy, but.
It really doesn't look like it ran too bad though, as far as like washing out.
Coming down that tree line, we started the track. It comes around that tree line up the other side. There's a big long sweeping berm. There's a jump at the top. There's some little doubles up there, and it comes into another big berm. And we'll bring that down into a couple more where you come back through here a few more times. We haven't built any of that. There's a little razor jump right here that was there. We built it up a little bit bigger. The approach, the run-in for it isn't enough for the razors. It'll kick you up.
I was gonna say, it looks like it's pretty steep.
That's good for a bike. I mean, you land up flat up top there on the downside of that little hump, but we're still gonna move a little bit more dirt. We're gonna cut the track, you know, flow through here quite a bit. And then it'll run through these woods over here. It'll run down the other side, and then it'll run all through the back as well. It'll be a good sized track. And we'll cut an oval, which will give you about 1.5 miles, walking, jogging track also. And then back in the woods, we'll cut some single track for some mountain bike also. So back here, we came in that bucket for the tractor right there. That was in the woods. So we cut down. Our fence line's a little bit further back there. We just kind of opened all this up. And this is a low point. Our French drain runs into here. We're going to taper it over, cut a little trench so that it'll flow further back and not sit here like it's pooling now. We opened this up. Basically where that dirt is right there, that's where the woods was. All that fresh dirt you see all the way back, and we'll walk over there. That was all tree line and scrub and dozer piles from when they originally graded this. We took all of those dozer piles, put them in the dump truck, and then used the dozer also and pushed them over. There's a big area over there where we'll go in a minute, and it was just a swampy mess. It was, when we drove the track through there the first time, it just filled with water. And it'd really be a good place for a pond, but we don't own the other property to the side. And
yeah, it does go off in a hole over there, don't it?
We might eventually buy that up, and then if so, we'll put a levee over there, and it'll be a giant pond. It'll be big then. Right here is where this yard or this grass here ended in the forest started.
I was gonna say this is where the woods were, right?
Yeah. This was tree line, and we kept the tall trees. This has been logged. We don't know when, but there's no hardwood at all out here. We kept all of the big trees, which you see here, and the rest of the shit was just brambles and just a tangle of thorn bushes and shit. You couldn't walk through there without it cutting you up and scraping the shit out of you. So we took all that out of there, opened this up. We're gonna come through and hog around the trees with a small little 6-foot brush hog. Just get the rest of this shit, and then we'll disc it and probably level it a little bit more. You can see we're high over there and high here, so this kind of sits. So we need to run a cut down the middle to where the water will evacuate towards the side, and we'll berm it up back there and have that be the low point. There's something bubbling out of the ground here. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell that is?
Might just be air trapped on it.
It's a shitload of air.
Yeah, I was gonna say, critter.
The dog was out here just going nuts, digging holes and, you know, sticking her nose down in there. It must have been moles or goats.
Mm-hmm. Well, you uncover all that ground too. There's all kinds of shit that's been living under all that thick stuff. Ain't seen sunlight in who knows when.
That dump truck came in super handy.
I bet. That's your average dump truck.
This pile's a lot bigger than it'll look on film, and it goes quite a ways back there.
Yeah. It's more impressive because there's entire trees in it.
Well, you can get, like that tree right there, I had a picture of Cody, and you can get an idea how big this tree, you know, really is.
Yeah. It's a legit tree. It's not just branches anymore.
And those are that's all windfall shit. We didn't knock down any big trees at all. All this shit was from when they had logged it in the past, and then lightning strikes and, you know, maybe tornadoes. A lot of that looks like a tornado might have skidded through there at one time. And we put a lot down inside here, pushed all that dirt over, and we just need to cut down the middle. But that right there from, well, maybe 10 feet in about here is where this yard stopped.
Yeah, because the other burn pile was right up there.
Yeah, where that grass field stopped. So you guys that were here during the bonfire saw the bonfire. The burn pile was over there. And this shit here, we opened all this up. And that gives us, we've got, you know, we got 4 or 5 more acres of usable space now between the front and the back.
Yeah, shit, that's 50 yards to that fence right there, to those trees.
Yeah, at least. And we go a little bit past these. All these trees standing here off in the distance, there's some way back in there. That's not our property. Our property line ends at these big trees back here in the distance that you see. That's where we stop, and the property behind us starts. So,
it's a good bit to open up.
And you can see the hill from the front here towards the front. We shitload of stuff got done in 2 days period.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with that kind of equipment.
When I moved here, they said everything runs on Tennessee time, and I didn't know what they meant until I was here the first fucking day, and everything does run on Tennessee time. Except these guys, dealing with these guys, man, it went literally from an idea.
Yeah, I get the feeling Jack and Wes don't play around much.
No, not at all.
Unless they're actually playing, and even then, it's not playing around like regular people play around.
Part of it, you know, their urgency might just be because they farm so much. You know, they have to, you know, make things happen when they can make them happen, because tomorrow it might be raining.
Yep.
And then you're shut down for several days while the field's dry and shit. Their equipment will get stuck.
I want to go watch them do their rock crawlers and stuff because of all the stuff they have.
We can go land between the lakes with them.
Yeah. I'd just like to watch them.
They've been texting me all kinds of for sale ads and shit. There's 2 of them we're looking at.
I was gonna say, I know Hicks and him were like, yeah, he's like, we can get John out there, he'll love it.
We're looking at a truck that was actually built for the King of Hammers race series, and it's a 3-seater, but it can be set up for a 4-seat as well.
Like 2 in the front, 1 in the back, or 1 in the front, 2 in the back?
2 in the front, 1 in the back right now, but we can set it back up for 2 in the back.
That's cool. It was like a Jeep or something type deal?
Well, I don't think it ever was a Jeep. It's purpose built. It does look like a tubed out buggy, but I don't think it has.
It was never a chassis off anything else.
No, I'll bet it's not street. I doubt it has a title with it. So.
It's very officey. All the new trims. It's getting dip down in there, I smell it.
There's a lot of trim up now.
I guess they're doing that and then he'll come back and paint over everything.
Yeah, you can't paint it until they're done.
Yeah.
That trim doesn't have to be primed, I guess.
That's what I was figuring with them doing it that way.
You can see where
A little sag.
Inconsistencies and the wood will shrink over time, so the strips should hide that shrinkage and it should look a little more uniform.
Yeah, they'll pin it back up there with it.
So they'll put all their trim in over all the creases, where all the butts are, where the guts of the meats, and then they'll come through and paint all that shit. When they come through the spray gun with the paint, they'll cover all that.
Every time you do that, I think of when you're like, yeah, it takes a minute for the electricity to get up there.
It has to flow through the wires.
It takes just a second.
Well, they're tall. I mean, it takes a minute for it to do it. Too, you know?
Man, I love that ceiling.
We meet with
Look,
interior design.
I was gonna say, she got back with you?
Tomorrow.
This room's so big.
What's happening here?
Yeah, I guess they're just waiting for her. Figure out what all she needs. Cause you said you're doing all the carpets and everything up here, right?
Yeah.
Carpets. Too many switches. You need one of those it looks like a tablet, but it's actually all your things, but it just has a picture of the zones, and you can turn the lights off in whichever zone you're in.
If you wire it up for that, you can control that shit. But these are all three-way, so if you come up the front stairs and the back stairs,
Flip them off both places.
yeah. Alright, well, we can head back.
All right.